Oh, her warning.
Yeah, this is a girl who says that man
well,
has trouble.
This did happen to me, and it was a he. And I went right ahead and married.
Everyone knew Lucille Ball as the brilliant redhead who built Diesel Studios and transformed television with I Love Lucy. Her charisma, comedic timing, and determination made her a household name. But behind the laughter and applause, Lucille saw another side of Hollywood, one that the public never did. In her private moments, she spoke candidly about 7 actresses she considered truly evil. Not evil on screen, but in real life. These women, some are co-stars, some Hollywood icons adored by millions, left Lucille with stories darker than the last. Joan Crawford, the ice queen who terrified Lucille Ball. Of all the actresses Lucille encountered, Joan Crawford shook her the most. To the world, Crawford was the glamorous face of old Hollywood elegance, a woman draped in diamonds and poise. But Lucille knew the truth beneath the facade, a woman whose beauty masked cruelty, who wielded power like a weapon. The turning point came in 1971, during Crawford's guest appearance on Here's Lucy. From the moment she arrived, the atmosphere shifted. Crawford demanded the studio be kept at exactly 68 degrees, her chair positioned at a precise angle, and the lighting adjusted to highlight her bone structure. Lucille didn't object. She'd seen prima donnas before, but what came next disturbed her profoundly. A young wardrobe assistant, just 22, presented Crawford with a dress that bore a barely noticeable wrinkle. Instead of a gentle correction, Crawford erupted. Witnesses heard her hiss, "You're a useless little nothing. Toilets would be lucky to have you." The girl fled in tears. Crawford demanded she be fired on the spot. Lucille refused, and that refusal cemented her private disdain. On camera, Crawford transformed instantly. Charming, gracious, sparkling. But when the red light went off, she reverted to her icy persona. Lucille would later remark, "I've worked with department store mannequins who felt more human." To Lucille, Crawford's behavior wasn't just cold, it was deliberate. Performance. Cruelty toward the powerless, she believed, revealed a person's true character. And in that test, Joan Crawford failed completely. Judy Garland, beautiful chaos. Judy Garland, in Lucille's eyes, was a different kind of danger, chaotic brilliance. Garland's magic was undeniable, but it came with a cost, one that often fell on those around her. Lucille had known Judy since their MGM days. She admired her talent and soul, but she also witnessed the wreckage left behind each time Garland faltered. Lucille once shared a story from a 1970s TV shoot. Garland was scheduled to arrive at 5 a.m. The entire crew waited, grips, lighting, cameras, makeup, but she didn't show up until 2 p.m. radiant and apologetic. She delivered 30 flawless minutes, proving why she was a star. Then she walked off, declaring she was too tired to continue. The next morning, 3 crew members were fired due to the resulting budget issues. Lucille's anger wasn't born of envy. It was professional. She had survived Hollywood by being reliable, and seeing talent squandered while innocent people suffered was unforgivable. Garland's brilliance came with chaos, and to Lucille, the collateral damage defined her. She never publicly confronted Garland, but avoided working with her again. To Lucille, Judy Garland's talent was undeniable, but destructive. Ava Gardner, beauty that concealed savagery. Ava Gardner, Lucille noted, was another actress whose beauty hid a dangerous sharpness. The feud began in the mid-1960s, during an MGM wardrobe fitting. A young assistant presented Ava with a freshly steamed dress, but a tiny oversteamed spot softened a seam. Ava's reaction was explosive. "Don't bother fixing it. You can't fix incompetence with more incompetence." Lucille observed the girl freeze in humiliation. Ava's cruelty wasn't born of mistake. It was pleasure in domination. Later, Lucille confided, Ava didn't make mistakes. She made victims. Their tension escalated at a cocktail party. When Ava heard Lucille's name mentioned, she smirked publicly. "Oh, the washed-up clown. She's still working." Beauty gave her impunity, and she wielded it like a blade. Lucille never reconciled with Ava, and even in later years, her name still brought disgust. Betty Davis, talent and sadism. Betty Davis was undeniably talented, but to Lucille, her cruelty was performative and deliberate. Lucille recalled a mid-1960s industry dinner when a young waiter mistakenly brought the wrong wine. Davis humiliated him relentlessly, savoring the moment like a performance. "Do you even know how to read a label? Or was that beyond you?" she snapped. Lucille witnessed this and immediately understood her essence. Deliberate cruelty cloaked in charm. Davis raised a glass to Lucille later that night, a mock gesture of friendliness, but Lucille didn't reciprocate. She had seen enough. Crawford was cold, but Bet enjoyed inflicting the wound, Lucille confided. For her, true greatness protected people, not destroyed them. Zia Gabor, the facade of glamour. Zia Gabor, Lucille said, was fake to the bone. To Lucille, her charm was a weapon, and her beauty a shield for cruelty. Lucille recalled a late 1960s charity event where Gabor, draped in diamonds, told a volunteer, "I don't sit with peasants." Later, when another volunteer accidentally brushed her coat, she whispered with a smile, "Sweetheart, you touch my coat again, and I'll make sure you never work an event in this town again." Lucille's disgust stemmed not from jealousy, but from the deceit. Fake kindness, she believed, was far more dangerous than open cruelty. Even decades later, Gabor's behavior never surprised her. "There she is, the real one," Lucille would remark after reports of her antics. The principle behind Lucille's judgment. For Lucille, cruelty toward the powerless revealed the essence of a person. She admired talent, intelligence, and beauty, but she could not respect anyone who used power to harm those who could not fight back. These 7 women, in her view, each demonstrated a type of evil that was real, lasting, and unforgettable. She never sought public scandal. Her accounts were private reflections, shared with friends and confidants. But the stories illuminate Hollywood behind the camera, a world where glamour often hid manipulation, fear, and destruction. Lucille Ball's life, on the other hand, was a testament to resilience. She survived a male-dominated, often cruel industry with humor, intelligence, and unwavering professionalism. She built Desilu Studios, created television history, and maintained integrity while navigating an industry rife with deception. Legacy of caution. Her reflections serve as a warning. Behind the smiles and lights of Hollywood, not everyone is as they appear. The 7 actresses Lucille named were examples of a universal truth. Real evil doesn't always shout. It often smiles, charms, and then cuts deeply when the world isn't watching. Lucille Ball's brilliance wasn't just comedic, it was moral. She measured character not by fame or fortune, but by how people treated the powerless. Her private revelations about Crawford, Garland, Gardner, Davis, and Gabor highlight a perspective rarely shared, a truth that makes Hollywood both fascinating and chilling. By the time she left the world, Lucille had witnessed the spectrum of human behavior at its most extreme. And though she loved her craft and her colleagues, she never stopped discerning who deserved respect and who deserved none. Final reflection. Now, decades after her passing, we can revisit Lucille Ball's insights. The 7 names she revealed remind us that fame and beauty often conceal the most dangerous traits. And her judgment is a lens through which we can better understand the pressures, cruelties, and triumphs of classic Hollywood. Lucille's lessons go beyond entertainment. They are about character, integrity, and resilience. She survived, she thrived, and she spoke the truth when few dared. Hollywood may have been full of glitter, cameras, and applause, but Lucille Ball knew that some of the darkest performances happened when the audience wasn't watching. So, which of the 7 shocked you the most? Crawford, Garland, Gardner, Davis, or Gabor? Are there modern parallels in today's Hollywood? Reflect on this and consider Lucille's final lesson. The most dangerous people are not always the loudest. They're often the ones who charm you first, then strike when you least expect it.